record button and we will go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to today's call. Of course, it is March 19th, a beautiful, gorgeous, sunny Tuesday here in Knoxville, Tennessee. It's cold, but at least the sun is shining, so that's good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started with today's call. Those of you that are online, thank you for joining me online because you're always able to see things and follow along with a visual aid in addition to just hearing it. So those of you that ever want to download the GoToMeeting app on your phone can do so if you're mobile. If you are at your desk, if you can log in, then you can also see the visuals along with that, and that is always helpful. If not, then you can just make it on the call. That's fine also. Just know that the recording for both the audio MP3 version is on the Meeting Leader Resources, but not just that. We also put the visual, the PowerPoint presentation that I'm doing along with the call is also on there. If you ever want to, if you have some downtime, some weekend or in the evening or something like that, you can always go back and take a listen. A couple of things. I always like to cover some conference call etiquette. We're doing better at muting lines, and we're doing better at that using the GoToMeeting technology that they offer on our end from an administrative point. But as always, I always like to ask you to mute your line just in case. If you don't know if you're muted, if you don't know how to mute your phone, I jokingly, tongue-in-cheek, always say, don't eat, use the bathroom, yell at the children, answer the door, answer another call, or especially talk bad about the call host. Those are always negative things you don't want to do if you don't know if you're muted. I remember one time years ago when I started attending church, I didn't start attending a church until I was 21. And my wife and I, we were going to a big church up in the Chicago area where we lived and got married. And then we relocated to a smaller church down in the Indianapolis area. And the pastor had gone to the restroom and he didn't know that he was unmuted when he went into the restroom. And it was just, he didn't say anything bad, but of course the experience was a little bit embarrassing, as I'm sure all of you can anticipate and imagine. So anyway, just make sure if you don't know if you are muted or not, then just hold it. Don't yell at the kids and tell them to shut up and all this stuff that might, be an embarrassing moment for you. And they might need a Southwest Airlines television commercial with you in it instead of somebody else. That's always why I like to cover that, all right? Because we try our best to mute everybody on this end, but if you don't know if you're muted or not, just make sure what you would want people to hear. Anyway, I want to take a minute to welcome all of the newbies. If you're a new meeting leader here at Networking Today, I am so thrilled that you're here, and we're so glad that you're here and helping us grow this movement that we started called Networking Today. And you are a part of it, a big part of it, the part of it, actually. And I'm just so thankful for each and every meeting leader. I was thinking about all of you guys the other day and my prayers and my thoughts, and I don't know if you guys are praying people, but I am, and I pray for each of you at least once a week. I pray down through the list, and I name each one of you, and I'm just so thankful for each and every one of you. And without you, without a leader, without someone leading the meeting, it wouldn't happen. It would there wouldn't be a meeting for others to attend. So, and very frequently in a role of leadership, it's a thankless job. You don't get thanked very often. And I want to make sure that all of you know just how thankful I am. Your members are very thankful for you too. They just might not express it, and they may not think about it the way that I do. So just so you know, welcome, thank you. So glad you're on board. Each and every call, I like to cover a point. We believe in servant leadership here at Networking Today. And there's actually a center for servant leadership that defines a servant leader, as a philosophy and a set of practices that enriches the lives of individuals, builds better organizations, and ultimately creates a more just and caring world. Now, I've tweaked their definition just a little bit to say that enriches the lives of members and builds better networking organizations and ultimately a better community. So I've tweaked that just a little bit, but I think you get the point of what it means to be a servant leader. But here's the thing. What are some of those practices? And on each and every call, we cover a practice, a discipline that you can include in your daily lives, in your meetings, in your businesses, in your weekly meetings. And these are things that we believe will make you a better servant leader if you implement them. On the last call, we talked actually about the word leader, being a leader. Do your members see you as a leader, a guiding or directing head as of an army, a movement, or a political group? That's you. Whether you want to believe it or not, that is you. Now, recently, some criticism was shared about this call that I do. Now, keep in mind, this call is not mandatory. I don't make any meeting leader join this call at all. But the criticism was shared that they didn't need to attend a call just to hear a hoorah-rah and a cheerleading session. I guess I cheerlead on this call. Well, to me, these are things that if we implement them, our meetings will be more fun. And when your meetings are more fun, you'll have a higher level of attendance. If you have a higher level of attendance, you have more relationship opportunities. If you have more relationship opportunities, then you have more referral opportunities. And if you have more referral opportunities, then you have more revenue opportunities. So see, all of this that I talk about, these are things that I implement in my meetings. These are things that I believe are principles and disciplines that if we actually live out in our meetings, then our meetings will be wildly successful. That leads to ultimately what all of us want and all of our members want as well. And that is additional revenue and growth in our businesses, in addition to what it does for our community, our families, our businesses, our employees, and everything else. All of it works together. So we covered, are you a leader? Today, the word is positive. Do your members perceive you as confident in opinion or assertion? Fully assured. So lots of times I'll go to dictionary.com and I'll actually search for the definition that fits best of a given word, that of how it applies to us as meeting leaders. And the word positive, I ask you, do your members perceive you as positive? Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's a false positive. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are pretentious. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are coming across as that hoorah person, that's always woohoo, kind of attitude, when even when things are in the dumps for you. It is okay to be real, but by the same token, please understand that the best of the best motivational speakers that I have ever heard in my life always say that crap happens, or some say life happens, and you've heard that said in different ways, right? Blank blank happens, right? Well, it happens to all of us. It happens to you. It happens to your members. It happens to me. It happens to my 8-year-old and my 11-year-old, and it happens to everybody. Life happens to all of us. And when life happens, can you look at that as positive? Can you look at that and say, you know what? My mental position on said problem is going to be positive. I'm going to look for the positive outcome, and I'm going to look at what is positive that I can take out of this experience. I'm listening to a book right now that I hesitate to even say on today's call. I so wish the guy would have had a different title. And actually, in my book recommendation, I'm not ready to recommend it yet. But look, those of you with sensitive ears, plug your ears for a second, okay? Just, if you have kids around and you have me on speakerphone, or your coworkers, I don't want them to hear this necessarily, but it is the title of the book. The book title is Unfuck Yourself. I'm sorry, forgive me, all of you, Lord, forgive me, but that's the name of the book. And one of the things he talks about is, do you see problems as a problem, or do you see problems as an opportunity? And it's changing my mind about the way I'm thinking about things. Each problem that we face is an opportunity to demonstrate our professionalism or our maturity or our confidence. You know, the very word positive is defined as, do others perceive you as? Do you have a confidence in opinion or assertion? Do you have a confidence about your meeting? Do you have a confidence about the way that you run your meeting? Do you believe here, I'm just asking, okay, look, I'm not trying to cheerlead. I'm asking the question, do you believe your meeting is the best meeting of the entire week, of that day, that anyone that is in business could attend in your community? You see, I believe about my meeting on Thursday, I believe if there was something better for me to attend, or better that others would attend, that I would meet them there instead of my meeting. And I have said that almost every single meeting for 6.5 years. I have said, if there's something better happening than this meeting right here, tell me about it and I'll meet you there next week. I want my meeting to be the best damn thing happening on the planet. And I want you to have that same level of confidence and that same level of assertion and full assured thought about your meeting. And I just believe these kind of thoughts are transformational. It comes out in your pores. An old friend of mine used to say, what's in the well comes up in the bucket. What's in your heart? What's in your gut? What's in your mind? What's in your subconscious? All of these things are feeding the way that you deliver your meeting. So people say, Rich, I don't know why I can't get past 4 members. I don't know why I can't get past 8 members. What is happening between the ears? What is happening in your own mind? What is happening in your own heart? And are you positive? Are you confident? Are you assured? Do you have a positive assertion about what is happening in your meeting? Whether 2 people show up, 8 people show up, or 800 people show up, are you the same person? Do you share that confidence? So I just wanted to cover that real quick because I believe this is a part of what it means to be a servant leader. You have to serve others with a positive leadership spirit and confidence about what it is, and full assurance of what you're doing in your meeting, that it is the best thing happening. You know what? And hey, even if it's not the best thing happening, what are you doing to know what is the best thing that is happening so that you can tweak your meeting to make it better, to change your leadership, to adapt, to become better? I covered several times ago about Darren Hardy. And Darren Hardy, I learned a quote from Darren Hardy. And one of the things Darren Hardy says is, in order to become something you have never been, or excuse me, in order to achieve something you have never achieved, you have to become something you have never been. Think about that. In order to achieve greatness in your meeting, in order to achieve being the best thing happening on that day of the given week that networking is going on in your community, in order to achieve something that you have never achieved, you have to become something you have never been. And so become that leader that you want to be. All right, moving right along. I want to talk about avoiding burnout very quickly. And we're going to get into Marianne in just a minute. And you're going to hear from Marianne Police in just a moment. But I wanted just to touch base on avoiding burnout. Listen, guys, being the meeting leader for the same exact meeting every single Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10:30 and getting there at 8 to 8:15 every single Thursday morning for my meeting, many people think it's tough. But you know what? Every single Sunday morning, I've gotten up at 6 a.m. and I go to church. Now, I don't go to church at 6 a.m., but I start getting ready because I have to leave early because I'm in charge of security and I'm in charge of our internet live streaming broadcast. And I am the congregational song leader at my church. So there's a lot I have to do every Sunday morning. And I've done that since I was 21 years of age. I've gotten up and I've gotten ready to go to church. And here's the thing, I do that every Sunday morning. And there are people that get up every single day and they do their ritual. They have their coffee or they do whatever they do. Listen, I love my meeting. And someone said to me, Rich, as CEO and president of Networking Today, there's going to come a time where you are going to have to step away from leading a weekly meeting. And I looked at that person, I said, that is never, ever, ever, ever going to happen. I will never leave my meeting. It's like It's where I get my energy. It's where I get my life. It's where I get rejuvenated. And these kinds of things are how you have a mental set where you have a slow burn and you don't get to the place where you're burned out. But everyone, every once in a while, needs a break. You have to have that right-hand man. You have to have that right-hand woman. You have to have that person that is your right hand, that knows you, that could step up and lead and help and fill in the gap for a couple of weeks while you take a couple of weeks off or whatever it is. But when you have a vision of what it is you're doing in your community, and that vision is bigger than you, that is how I believe that you avoid burnout. But some of you are struggling with delegation. Some of you are struggling with knowing how to get help in running your meeting. There are lots of good ways to do this. And I don't want to get ahead here, because one of the things Marianne's going to talk about is getting help in your meeting. But I want you to really tune in when Marianne's talking about, having others and leaning on others. That's a part of growing your meeting. You are not responsible to do everything for your meeting. And you have to make sure to have balance and let your members know that you're in it together. You're not there as their employee. You are not there. Yes, you're there to serve them in a servant leadership respect, but in another respect, we want to preach and teach servant leadership to everybody and have everybody in the meeting realize that this is our meeting and we have to make it great or it won't be great. And we don't want to keep our meeting a secret from what we're doing in our community. You see, and these are ways that you avoid burnout. You do easy things. Don't do what you don't have to do, but do things easily. That's why we created Fanzuma. Fanzuma allows you to come in and instantly text any visitors, or if you're using the NTI visitor follow-up system, that is, or instantly text your members and email them instantly with a duplicate button. It's super easy to do. That is why we have all the systems in place that we have for you to make it easy. The PowerPoints, the images, all you have to do is right click on an image, save the image, and then put it in your own PowerPoint or your own Google Slides. We did all of this to try to make it easy. Make sure that you're not trying to reinvent the wheel and doing everything on your own, okay? If you have any questions, or if anyone out there is feeling like you're hitting burnout, I hope that you will let me know. I hope that you will reach out to Meeting Leader Support. Let us help you know how to run your meeting quickly and efficiently. One of the things Missy Martin talked about in a call several weeks ago now was she talked about getting ready for her meeting in less than, I think it was 20 minutes a week. Spending 20 to 30 minutes on her Networking Today meeting outside of the actual 90-minute networking meeting that you would be doing anyway. And it was a very good call. Some of you could reach out to Missy, all right? Talk to Missy. How did you do it? What did you do? Etc. But make sure you're not hitting the wall of burnout, because we don't want to lose you as a meeting leader. Before we get to Marianne, I'm going to give you guys just a couple of reminders. Don't forget about the new meeting incentive program. And I want to talk to you about the slide that I was looking for that I couldn't find, and that's the new member incentive program. So you got the new meeting incentive program, you got the new member incentive program. Guys, we are paying out more money than we ever have. We literally just paid out over $2,900 in new member incentive program, and we're getting ready in April to send out another round of checks or Visa gift cards. And just so you guys know, we accumulate those totals quarterly and we send them out for the last quarter. So in other words, January, February, and March, we'll pay out in the middle of April to all of the members that acquired 3 members or more. One of the things I need to talk to you about, and again, there's not a slide. I was looking for the slide. Forgive me, those of you that are visual people. But the new member incentive program, where we give $50 to any member that brings 3 people and they name that member when they sign up as the person that told them about Networking Today. The new member incentive program, when we pay that, we send them a Visa gift card, okay? One of the things that's going to change is it will be within a calendar year, January 1 to December 31st, okay? We're not going to keep a rolling tally. The management of that is going to get incredibly difficult for people that just bring one member, or they brought one in 2017, they didn't bring anything in 2018, they bring one in 2019 and one in 2020. Okay, we don't have the administrative technology right now or the admin staff to manage that long of a process. So I just want you guys to know they have to bring 3 members within a calendar year. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be running a report coming up in April, all right, to cover January, February, and March. Anyone that, that has 2 or 1, we're going to be reaching out to them to let them know, hey, bring 2 more by December 31st and get your $50. Bring 1 more by December 31st and get your $50, okay? Those that are at 3 or at 0, obviously it doesn't matter. They're going to get their $50 anyway if they bring their 3, okay? Or they got it or bring their 3. So I know this is a little confusing, but the way that we have talked about this, the new member incentive program in the past, is anytime a member brings 3 members, they get $50. The language will change. It will be within a calendar year, January 1 through December 31st of 2019. If they bring 3 members in that period of time, anyone that has 1 or 2 that they have not yet been paid on the 3rd will get 90 days to get either 1 more or 2 more. I know that's a little confusing. I hope you're getting what I'm saying, but we will give people the time to get caught up, okay? But then at December 31st, 2019 of this year, it'll all end. Anyone with 1 or 2 won't get it, and then we'll go into a clean slate January 1st, 2020. Just want to touch base on that real quick. If you have questions, let Meeting Leader Support know. Let me know. We'll do our best to explain it to you. Actually, it's better to let Meeting Leader Support know, to be honest with you. Don't let me know, because Meeting Leader Support is there to help you and make sure you understand how everything works. Of course, Meeting Leader Support is there for you, 865-245-9397. If you have member issues, any member-related issue, Meeting Leader Support can help with. If you have corporate plans that need to be annual plans, monthly members that need to be annual members, if you are changing meeting locations, changing meeting leaders, whatever it is, all of that can be done at Meeting Leader Support. And I just want to remind you guys, especially those of you that are new, and even some of you who have been around a while and have always had access to me, I love you. I am not trying to avoid talking to you. Please know that I love you, love you, love you, love you. But that is why we rolled out Meeting Leader Support for some of the administrative stuff, because I can't be available for you all the time for administrative stuff. And this way you get your meeting needs handled, and then me and you can grab a coffee or a glass of wine anytime you want to, okay? And connect that way. But, just want you to know I'm here for you, but support is set up for that very reason. Okay. I want to congratulate all the Visitor Day Contest winners. I know some of you were a little disappointed that you didn't win. I'm sorry. Please know that everyone gave it an incredible effort. And at the end of the day, we just had some winners, okay? Now, I'm very proud of what we did at the main event. We had one particular member that just went crazy in bringing visitors, and that helped Networking Today main event win. We had Ashley Gale win, a member here in Knoxville. We had other members across the country win. We just, actually the Visa gift cards went out Monday. So on Monday, we sent out the Visa gift cards. $2,019 was just sent out, okay? $2,019. That's a lot of money. And we're happy to pay it out as people help us to grow. I need your feedback on something though, guys. Someone said to me recently, we have too many contests. Someone said to me recently, we do too much at Networking Today. Maybe we should just do 2 contests in a given year or something like that. Look, I only have the contests. They're not mandatory, by the way. It's voluntary participation. But I only have the contest to incentivize our members to help us to grow. And when we grow and all of the members in all the meetings grow, then it helps you get more relationships, which helps you get more referrals, which helps you get more revenue. So the secret formula, if you've not learned it already, is more members leads to more relationships leads to more referrals leads to more revenue for everybody involved. And so everything that I do is to incentivize that growth among our members and meeting leaders. And so I'd love to hear from you. If you would text me personally, not Meeting Leader Support, me personally, and say, Rich, I love the contest. I don't think we're doing enough of them. Rich, I love the contest. I think we're doing just the right amount of them. Or Rich, I love the contest. I think that we need to do more, less, whatever. Okay? I would love to hear from you. You know, we need to do more. We need to do less. Just the right amount. Okay? Look, I want you guys to know the contests and things that I launch, you know, I'm not doing them to be gamey. I'm not doing them to be scammy. I'm not doing them to make us come across as less professional or cheapen what we do at all. We just paid out $2,000. I think it's fun. I think it's wonderful. Networking Today grows. Our members grow. Our meeting locations grow. I mean, to me, it's just good all the way around. And I would love your feedback. So not only are we sending out did we just send out over $2,700 in new member incentive money, but we just sent out $2,019 in Visa gift cards, not to mention the money that we paid out, almost $2,700 in December for the contest that we ended in November. So I'm telling you, you know, I only do it for us. If you guys want Networking Today to keep that money and not do the contest, you know, I'd be happy to entertain that conversation, okay? You know, because obviously that stays in-house at Networking Today. But I'm happy to share as we grow and to incentivize people. So that's why we do what we do. I hope you like them. I'd love to have your feedback to know what the majority think, please. Okay, almost ready for you, Marianne. Sit tight. We're coming right to you here. I know we're getting long in the call. Cash Mob Monday. We started this in Knoxville. Those of you, no matter where you're at in the country out there that are on today's call, there's a template image on the Meeting Leader Resources page. This has been very, very, very well received here in Knoxville. We did our first one last month I should say this month in March. And we're going to do our second one April the 5th. It'll be at Mario's Pizza and Grill. All of Knoxville is invited. Every single member, we're asking them to meet us at a particular restaurant or a place of business to do a cash mob at that place. We believe in small business. We believe in advocating for small business. And so the Cash Mob Mondays, one Monday a month, the first Monday of every month, we mob a particular business. We all show up to do business and we let them know we're coming, so we don't, you know, surprise them like that. But it could be a coffee shop, it could be a brewery, it could be a winery, it could be a restaurant, it could be anything you want it to be. If a realtor is having an open house, why not all go to that open house? Take photos, post them on social media. Why not all do something to help a business out? See, that's what Cash Mob Mondays are all about. So be creative with it, have fun with it, and there is a blank template that looks just like this one. If you're watching online, there's a blank template on there for you to be able to get out there and manipulate it for your own Cash Mob Monday in your area, okay? One thing I'm going to mention here very quickly, there has been talk, and some of you have heard this, about the NTI member cruise in March of 2020. So we're going to do it spring break week. We're going to be gone 5 nights, 6 days. We leave from Tampa, going to Cozumel, going to, I believe it's the Cayman Islands, and then back to Tampa. This is a NTI member cruise. We need people to register. Please use this image, promote the crap out of this cruise. It's going to be a blast. The more people that we get there, the more free stuff we all get from the cruise lines. This is going to be a really fun time, but only if everybody gets excited about it and if everybody, you know, helps me promote it. All right? Promote. Cabins range anywhere from like $550 all the way up to like $1,500 or so, or whatever it is per person. And I've already registered. I put $150 down for mine as a deposit. and then the balance is not due until later on. But we're going to go on Carnival Cruise Lines, again, March the 14th or March the 16th. I can't remember the exact date that we leave Tampa, of 2020. But this is going to be so much fun. But we have registration only open until May the 8th, okay? We lose some things if we don't get people registered by May the 8th. So I need everyone's help in really pushing this hard for the next several weeks of anyone that comes that would want to come on the NTI member cruise. I want people coming from Indianapolis, Michigan, everywhere where we're at, everywhere. Missouri, I mean, just everywhere. St. Louis, come on, let's get everybody. Shreveport, Davenport, Iowa. Let's get everybody coming. Atlanta, come on, we can get people from Atlanta to show up on this cruise. And all of us network, help each other, make it a fun week. There might be some drunk people together. It'll be a blast. But this image is on Meeting Leader Resources, and I want you to help me promote it and push it, please. All right. With no further ado, I'm going to unmute the lines. But before I do, I want to tell you a little bit about Marianne Police. I believe that this will encourage you. I hope that hearing from other meeting leaders across the country is helping you and inspiring you and encouraging you. This one is special to me. Years ago, when I really had a focus on growing my web business, my web development company, my text and email platform called Fanzuma, I had a corporate relationship with Jets Pizza, okay, headquartered out of Michigan. And I had the pleasure of meeting the marketing director for about 16 locations for Jets Pizza in the Nashville area, and her name is Marianne Police. Well, as we started expanding outside of Knoxville, the very first person I thought of and very first person that I called was Marianne Police. And I said, Marianne, I'm thinking about expanding networking today outside of Knoxville. And as I thought about that, I need a test. I need to prove that we can do it. And the very first person that I thought of was you. And I said it to Marianne. I said, Marianne, would you be so kind? Would you be so interested in leading your own meeting and starting your own meeting and seeing if we can prove this concept? She said yes. She's been doing it ever since. I think that this call today will inspire you, will encourage you. And with no further ado, I am going to unmute the lines and see here if I can. Marianne, are you with us?
I am with you.
All righty. Well, give me just a minute here. I am going to work to mute some of the other lines. Marianne, welcome to the call. The floor is yours for the next several minutes to inspire us and lead us.
All right. Thank you, Rich. And hello, everybody. I'm really appreciative that I get to share my experiences with all of you. I've been networking for, 26 years. And when I moved to Nashville.
Since you were 11. You've been networking since you were 11.
Yeah, that's right. Since I was 11. I wish. So when I moved to Nashville, it was very important to me to network because I had to have friends. So I started networking, and I noticed that a lot of networking groups only met once a month. And, I'm used to networking on a weekly basis. So when Rich asked me, told me about NTI, and he told me it was weekly, I was very, very excited. I said, okay, so let me come out to Knoxville. So I went out to Rich's meeting in Knoxville, and I have to be honest, I was sold within minutes. The energy in Rich's group was just something I have really never experienced in a weekly networking group. So I was like, okay, Rich, how do I get started? It's hard to believe, but that was 2 years ago. And since that day, I have helped other Nashville, I think 6 other Nashville area locations launch, and we have more on the way. So it's been a very successful 2 years and a very enjoyable 2 years. So I think what I'm going to do is share with you the top 5 reasons I feel that our group has grown and remained strong for 2 years. First is our energy level. Let's face it, if we are not excited about the group, they won't be. I start and end every meeting with very high energy and a lot of gratitude. I let my group know that I'm excited to share my Tuesday mornings with them. And I say that whether there's 5 people, 25 people, or 40 people, I am grateful, and I let them know that I'm grateful. So energy, I think, is huge. Let's face it, we don't want to hang out with people that aren't energetic, right? Okay, so secondly, picking the right leadership team. When I was the president of the Women's Council of Realtors and won 2 national awards for recruiting and retention, the people I thanked was my board, my leadership team. Because as leaders, the most important thing we can do is have a great team, because they're going to help us grow. So your visitor hostess, your business spotlight coordinator, your inspirational thought leader, if they are with you and they are driving the same message as you are and their energy is there, they're going to help you grow. You do not have to do this alone. And when our members see this, they want to help you grow. I mean, my members love coming there on Tuesday. And when people love coming, they love sharing that with others. So I didn't grow the group. My members grew the group, and they continue to grow it. I had 4 or 5 new visitors today, and it's spring break week, and it's a slow week because, like I said, and it wasn't me. I take no credit. My group they're just part of me. They just want to do it. So that is number 2, very important, is picking the right leadership team and then your members helping you grow. Number 3, follow the recipe. Rich has done a great job of making this easy. When he told me that the PowerPoint presentation was done, the marketing materials were done, the Be Our Guest cards were done, I didn't have to do any of that. I'm like, are you kidding me? So if you follow that recipe, I say the same thing every day. I say the same thing every Tuesday for 2 years now. But what I do is I add my personality. And Rich gives us the autonomy to add our own personality to that meeting. I never sway from the recipe. It's like, if I can reference Jets Pizza, if the owners of a Jets Pizza franchise changed the recipe and made their own sauce, it wouldn't be Jets Pizza. So we got to follow the recipe. So I take Rich's recipe and I deliver that meeting with my personality. And it just, so that's why everybody's meeting can be different yet the same. Does that make sense? Okay, so number 4 is, it's really important for me to attend other networking groups. When I first started moving here, like when I moved here, like I said, they met monthly. So I'm thinking, if I thought that, there might be people at other networking groups who say, God, I wish I had a weekly meeting. That's what I said. So I go to networking meetings, other groups that meet like at happy hour, because it's different. It's different than what we do on Tuesday mornings. But yet there might be people there that are small business owners, self-employed people that want to build relationships like we do. So I bring my Be Our Guest cards to whatever networking function I go to. And when I'm in conversation with people, I always invite them. And it's really easy. I'm growing my business by networking. And I'm also meeting other people and finding opportunities to change other people's lives, like networking today has changed mine. Okay, and number 5 is make it fun. We are all in business to do business, but there's no rule that says it can't be fun. It doesn't have to be boring. So what I do is I keep my meetings completely professional, but I add a little spice to it. So for instance, last week it was Mardi Gras. So I came in my purple and my Mardi Gras mask, and I handed out beads, and I brought in punch keys on Fat Tuesday. So I just added a little theme to my meeting. At Halloween, yes, I lead my meeting in a costume, in a appropriate costume, where I can deliver a professional meeting, but yet have fun. And I always bring like trick-or-treat bags filled with candy or something and I put them on the table. Now this might sound crazy to some of you, but on my birthday, I kind of joked, because I don't usually let people know when it's my birthday, but I said, guys, my birthday's Tuesday. We're having a meeting. I'm bringing birthday cake in, and I want you to bring me a present. The only thing I want you to bring me is a visitor. And I had a full room. It was so fun. So we had a little birthday party for me, and everyone brought visitors, and the people that benefited the most were the members, because when you have more, as Rich said, when you have more people in your group, you have more opportunities for referrals, which means you have more opportunity for revenue. So anyway, Another fun thing we do is at Christmas time, obviously, I'll bring in candy canes, I'll wear my Santa hat, and we always do a group video. We've done it last 2 Christmases. We get everybody in the group. We have one of the wait staff at the restaurant video for us, and we all from Networking Today wish everyone out there happy holidays. So it's kind of a fun thing to do. All right, my final fun thing that I'd like to share with you, because I would like to invite you, is on Tuesday, April 9th, we are celebrating our 2nd birthday. The restaurant that we have our meeting at is at Del Frisco Grill, and they've been with us the entire 2 years. So, of course, I'm inviting the management, anybody who wants to come from Del Frisco Grills, because we want to celebrate them as well, because they have been partners with us for these 2 years. We're also inviting the other chapters in our, the other meetings in our area, and I'm inviting you as well. If you happen to be in the Nashville area on April 9th and you would like to come celebrate our 2nd birthday with us, please do. It's going to be great fun. And of course, I always ask the members, tell the members it's a great opportunity to invite anyone you've been talking to, thinking about joining Networking Today. Our founder, Rich DeForest, the amazing Rich DeForest, is going to be our guest speaker. So we've been talking about this for months, so I anticipate it's going to be a great meeting on that day as well. Okay, I had to cram all of that into 10 minutes. I hope that helped. If you guys ever want to call me, please feel free to. Just make it fun. You know, I don't feel like I have suffered burnout after 2 years, because I really can't imagine my life without being with these people every Tuesday morning. And I do tell them that. When I can't be there, though, I have, there's a few members in my group who are ready to just fill in for me if I have to be on vacation, or if I have to be out of town for business. I do have someone who can fill in for me. The very first time I did that, I thought, oh God, what's it going to be like? And it doesn't skip a beat. I mean, they fill in for me. It's good. Next week, we're all still there. Life is grand. So I don't really, like I said, I don't look at it as ever burning out, because it's part of my life now. It's just what I love to do, and I can't imagine not doing it. So I just always believe if you want things to change, just change the way you look at things. So I don't look at it as, oh my God, I got to go to Networking Today. It's like, oh my gosh, I get to do Networking Today. So anyway, those are my words. I hope it helps. Thank you, Rich, for giving me this opportunity to share that.
Marianne, thank you. Seriously. Now, Marianne, before you leave, or before we get ready to disconnect the call and wrap up today, I wondered if you would take a minute, in your meeting, do you genuinely believe that having fun in your meeting, making your meeting exciting and fun to be at, is really a secret ingredient to what makes your meeting work? Do you really I mean, I'm asking. I didn't tell Marianne I was going to ask this. I really want you to be honest, everybody. Or is it something else? Is it the meeting location that is really fantastic? Is it that you lead it and have fun?
Well, okay. So I completely believe that making it fun, it does bring people there. I mean, people give testimonials, like, you know, in the announcement testimonial parts, people will give Networking Today testimonials because they enjoy the group and they love being there. Now, I don't wear a mask or a costume every day. I mean, but, you know, some of our meetings are just...
Wait, what? You don't wear a costume every day?
No, but it's like when the holidays come around, I just like to add, I think it's great to be professional, and I am professional at every meeting. I am always dressed professional. I deliver and speak professionally, but I add humor sometimes. Maybe I'm having fun. Maybe it's not the holiday that I'm making it fun, but I'll throw humor into, I make fun of myself sometimes. I mean, I just bring a personality to the group, and I want people to enjoy it. I don't want it to be boring. So yes, I think fun, I mean, come on, everybody likes, I mean, if it's something's not enjoyable, are you going to do it? You might, no. But it's better when you can have fun doing it. So I always try and bring something to a meeting, but I don't have to sit there and bring food every time, and I don't. I probably just focus those really, really fun stuff maybe around a holiday or a special event. But, there's usually something once a month, though, that you do something. So, yeah, I do think, I think making it fun makes it different than everybody else. Yet, as long as we keep a professional, tone to it, they see it as legit. And I don't know, like I said, people start making jokes. Like the relationships that are being built in the meeting, like people feel comfortable because we have a guy who we know is the class clown, and he's great with it. And I don't know, it's just the way they connect and the way they have fun with each other. It's like every meeting is fun, whether I do anything different or not.
Yeah. Marianne, thank you so very much. Obviously, we just appreciate you. And obviously, ladies and gentlemen, again, when I thought about Marianne coming on today's call, please know that Marianne was the one that we tested everything out on. We didn't know if we could even grow networking today outside of Knoxville. And Marianne has proven not only can we grow outside of Knoxville, we can expand networking today across the country. And so, Marianne, I love you. I thank God for you. And I'm so glad that you told us about how you run your meetings today. Thank you very much for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you, Rich.
All right. So, guys, listen, again, I just want you to take a minute, let that soak in, and let it apply to you. Again, we're not bringing this up. If you heard Anna Alt a couple weeks ago and you heard Mark Williams a couple weeks before that, you're hearing other meeting leaders that are doing what we're encouraging, and they're actually putting it into practice, and their meeting reflects it. If you visit Marianne's meeting on the 9th for the birthday party, you're going to see a meeting that starts on time. You're going to see a meeting that ends on time. You're going to see a meeting leader that keeps her meeting under control while having fun. Everything that Anna Alt was saying. And so if you're sitting there and you're saying, well, I don't know why my meeting's not growing. And yeah, I don't know why. Or maybe you're at 40 and you want to get to 80. Or maybe you're at 80 and you want to get to 160. Wherever. Your limitations are only in your own mind. And so how do you take it to another level? Again, what Darren Hardy said, in order to achieve what you've never achieved, you have to become something you've never become or never been. And so what I'm saying is, maybe you could call Marianne, send her a text, send her an email. Her contact information is in the directory. Say, Marianne, I'm a meeting leader in Cleveland. Marianne, I'm a meeting leader in Cincinnati or St. Louis or anywhere else in the country. And I want to talk to you about how you got started and how did it feel when you only had 4 people coming, and how do you remember how you broke through 5, 6, 8, 10 to get to 30 people coming a week, except for spring break weeks and stuff like that. Look, we all have spring break and Christmas and things like that, but I'm just saying that these meeting leaders that are growing and having fun, and look, it's not about the numbers, people. Please know. You didn't hear Marianne say one time, or Anna, or Mark, or anyone else say one time, or me, ever say you got to have 25, 30, 35, 40 people in your meeting in order to have fun, or in order for it to be a good meeting. You don't. You do not. It is about having fun with those that are there. You see, when you make it about those that showed up, whether it's one other person or 100 other persons, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. You make it fun. Hey, Chris, how are you today? So glad you came, man. Hey, how's business? Blah, blah, blah. You make it about business. You network. You build the relationship. Let's grab a cup of coffee, grab some lunch, and then let's get out of here. And by the way, hey, I would like to do this, and I would like to have a contest, or I would like to have a visitor day, or I would like to have a happy hour. Who do you know that we can invite? And maybe it's time for me to have a cool kid preaching session again, where I remind you about the cool kid story. Maybe we'll do that again in a few weeks. But guys, I just want to inspire you, because these are meeting leaders that are doing it. And I hope that you're inspired. I hope you're encouraged. I hope you're taking what Mark said and what Anna said and what Tara Peterson has said and Marianne has said and Missy Martin has said, and listen to these meeting leaders that have been around a while, that are running great meetings and having fun doing it, and duplicate, steal what they're doing and make it your own and have fun with it. And I think you'll have a great time with it. I know you will. I just know you will. So, all right, we're going to move right along. Just a couple other things here, and then we'll wrap up today's call. We're almost finished. Again, knowledge is power. I remind you guys to be reading. I mentioned the book earlier that I'm talking about, that I'm going through. And he pointed out, he said, you have multiple conversations every day. You talk to your wife, you talk to your kids, you talk to your husband, you talk to your, family members, you talk to friends, you talk to customers, you talk to bosses, you talk to employees, you talk to your peers, you talk to all these people all day long. But the person that you talk to the most is yourself. It's you. What are you saying? And the Go Giver series is a great book to remind yourself to be a giver as a leader, a giver as a member, a giver as a person. I believe it will transform your life. And I hope that you have taken this book suggestion, the Go Giver Sell More, the Go Giver, and the Go Giver Leader Edition, and that you are listening on Audible or reading each one of these books. I believe reading brings knowledge, and knowledge is power, and that will transform your life. It will inspire you. It will set your mind as to what you think about, and then help you grow in your own meeting, in your own business, in your own family, and everything else. I'm going to wrap it up by saying this. Right now in my life, things have never been better. I have read more books in the last 12 months than I probably ever have in my whole life. My marriage is better. In fact, my marriage, 24 plus years, is better than it's been in 20 plus years. My marriage is better than the day I was married. My kids, my career, my business, my church, my friends, my life, my attitude, my health, everything in my life right now is better than it has probably ever been in my right ankle hurts. I twisted my right ankle. But besides that, my life is the best it has ever been. Is that because I've been reading, or is that for some other reason? The only thing I have done really differently in the last 12 to 18 months is invested in what I'm filling my mind with. I believe it will affect you the same way. Read, listen, whatever. Read, okay? The Go Giver series is powerful, and I believe it will inspire you as well. All right, we're about to unlock the phones. We'll answer any questions, any comments from the peanut gallery, so to speak, and anything you guys want to mention. Keep your comments inspirational and keep your questions general. If you have a question specific about you, about your meeting, something like that, let's take it offline and we'll address it offline. But if you have a question that you believe is applicable to everybody in a general question or comment, that's what that is for. Our next call, get it on your calendar, is April the 2nd at 12:30 Eastern Time. Just go ahead and make that recurring. Just click that little recurring button and just book it out to forever with no end date, because we will be here every 2 weeks, but our next call is April the 2nd. A potential member reached out to me the other day and told me that the meeting location, the physical meeting location, was incorrect on the app, but it was right on the website for another meeting the other day. Listen, it is impossible for us. We try to audit each and every meeting, but you need to go to your Facebook. You need to go to the app. You need to go to Fanzuma. You need to go to these other locations, these other sources where your members are engaging, and you need to make sure that everything is correct, okay? It is your job to make sure everything's correct. So go to the NTI visitor follow-up system. Add yourself, if you're not already there, to the visitors so that you can see the text and the email that your new prospective members, your visitors, are receiving. If something in there is not correct, you must let me know. Amy Chandler let me know that something was outdated the other day. She runs our NTI downtown Knoxville meetings and doing a great job. So I can't help you if you don't let me know how I can help you. It's all there for you. Make sure Facebook, make sure your app, make sure the site, make sure, FanZuma, make sure everything is right so that we're current on everything. And then let meeting leader support know if anything needs to be updated whatsoever, and we can get that done for you. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, it is 1:29, and the call went a little bit longer than normal, but as you can see, we're still 1 minute early. And so with that, I wish all of you a great day. Those of you that need to take off, go ahead and take off. Those of you that want to comment or ask a question, now is the time to do that. Thanks to all of you for being on the call today. Any comments, any questions? I'll open up the floor before we end it. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.